What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So the fans aren't really letting go of the whole situation that happened between James Hollingshead and all the coaches that he worked with throughout this year, like Stefan and especially Chris, who prepped him for France Pro, and James fired him after just one show. Well, with the announcement that James just made that he will be doing the upcoming Japan Pro, which is happening towards the end of November, one of the last shows of this year. And I do believe that is a very smart decision by James, because if there is one show where you would expect the lineup to be least competitive in the open, that is definitely Japan Pro. Now that being said, this was the funniest comment I came across regarding James Hollingshead and his current coach. So, can James Hollingshead win another show and qualify for the Olympia? Well, I have got to say, based on the placings that he has been getting recently, it is looking kind of difficult and highly doubtful, because he might have been very flat at France Pro this year and hence he did not place top 5 in that show. But the fact is, the man was pretty much spot on at the British Grand Prix, and still he was even unable to make top 4 at that show. He was 5th at the British Grand Prix, and other than Crizo and Sazan, he got beat by John Pradels and Pablo Lopez, two guys who never won a pro show in their entire career so far. Two guys who are still very young and just coming into their own. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not hating on James. He's one of the nicest people, one great bodybuilder that we have seen in the recent past. But the physiques right now, they are way superior in terms of that overall shape and symmetry, especially for a guy like James, who has a very glaring weakness, not having enough width, shoulder to shoulder, and that just simply doesn't go in his favor. So what do you guys think? Can James win this one and punch his Olympia ticket? Before you scroll or blink too hard, have you subscribed yet? Please don't make me bring out the emotional blackmail. Hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon. It's free, it's painless, and that makes me look way cooler than I actually am. So the whole crew of Andrew Jagged, his team, they were spotted in Romania for the check-ins. Even Chris Azito, his coach, he was there in person, which means they mean business for Romania Pro happening this weekend. And Andrew Jagged is out there to make a big statement. So this show could have been a lot more exciting if there was a guy like Samson Dauda in there going up against Andrew Jagged. Because the fact is, this will be a walk in the park for Andrew Jagged, just like it was when he did Texas Pro back in 2024, when the fans did not even care who came in second or third. So what was noteworthy was Chris Azito making such a big statement that the best of Andrew Jagged, that is loading, and that's gonna be in 2026. Now there have been some rumors that Andrew will be training for the upcoming Arnold with Kamal, the former 212 Olympia champion, and apparently Chris Azito feels that Andrew and Kamal training together, that will unlock all that unfulfilled potential that Andrew Jagged has that we always talk about. And we just saw a preview, a glimpse of that at this past Mr. Olympia, and that was only after a 6 weeks of training camp with Kamal, and Andrew ended up in that top 3, and some people even had him winning the Olympia. So just imagine what these guys can accomplish if they train together for an entire year, and that is the plan for 2026. Now that face on Andrew Jagged, that's looking more sunken in than it has ever before, even more than the Olympia this year. So is there a possibility that he beats his Olympia package here at this weekend in Romania? Because if he does that, that will be a scary thought for everyone who is prepping, not just for the Arnold Ohio next year, but also for the Olympia next year too. So this picture posted by Good Vito, that is the most accurate definition of what outangling truly means. So not only did he outangle his wife, his face looks very small according to this angle, and the arms on him, they are looking pretty damn huge. So Good Vito legit has some of the best arms in bodybuilding, and that is a great preview of that. So what a great year this has been for good Vito. He won his first pro show, and that was actually the Arnold Brazil. And then he went on to place top 10 at his first ever Olympia in such a deep lineup. And he could have easily been top 8, and nobody would have complained. So just have a look at the names that good Vito was able to beat. Some of them have been competing as IFBB pros for more than a decade now. Some of the biggest names in bodybuilding. And this was just his first time doing the Olympia. And the man has been looking very serious about his training in the post-Olympia phase. And we are only 5 weeks post-Olympia. And Vito is already pushing some serious weights in the gym. So with another year of solid training under his belt, he will become extremely dangerous. And do not forget, him and Martin, they were extremely close just last year in Detroit. So Vito might not be as complete as Martin Fitzwater. But some of the genetic gifts of Vito, they are even superior than Martin. So 2026, that is gonna be a very wild year for good Vito, considering how focused the man is already looking.
It's great, man. I love it. I don't know if I could potentially just do one on my own. I know what kind of person I am, and I'll probably just push when I probably should pull back. But right now, I don't really, need a coach or anything. I know how to handle the rebound and things of that nature, and honestly, just kind of doing what I want and knowing what works. It's been awesome. It's been great, and I'm happy with it, and we'll just leave it at that.
So the mutant Nick Walker is currently coaching himself, and he has been doing an awesome job in the post-Olympia tour in the rebound phase. As the new physique updates, they are looking very impressive. So he did respond to this question on how he has been feeling about being in charge of this ship right now. And he says he feels awesome, he feels great. But Nick won't be able to prep himself all the way till it's showtime, which might be the Arnold Ohio next year. So he has confessed that he doesn't know when to stop digging deep when he dives deep into the prep. And we have the perfect example of the former Olympia champion Samson Dauda, that suffering and chasing conditioning and conditioning alone, that doesn't necessarily translate into success, into a good package. And with the massive structural disadvantage that Nick Walker has, he has to be absolutely spot on in order to be competitive in that Olympia top 3. If he wants to be a title contender for the Olympia, he has to make sure everything is there. So the man looks pretty awesome 5 weeks post-show. But if this Olympia taught us something, is that all these bodybuilders, they look absolutely amazing, absolute freak of natures, standing there all by themselves, as freaky and muscular. Nick Walker was at the Olympia, especially at the finals. He still failed to convince the judges to give him a top 5 finish. And that really is a concerning point for the mutant going forward. So Nick is only 31 years old. So I for one refuse to believe that the best days of him, they are behind him. Let's just all hope that he does the upcoming Arnold Ohio. So far he has done 2 Arnolds. He won back in 2021 and he was second back in 2023. And that is actually a very impressive track record. And there is a lot of money on the line for the Arnold Ohio next year. So he will probably be there going for that 750 grand. And that is the best way to regain all that lost hype by bringing his all-time best at the Arnold Ohio in March. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.